the coach, which is Ivan Cleary, and his development, what he's been able to do. Could you see it that early on? What was it about him that, made this run of success in the finals, pretty consistent?
Yeah, and I say this with the benefit of hindsight now. Like, I think Ivan is the coach that he is, and he's had the success that he has because he's one of the very few that understand his strengths and weaknesses really intimately. And I think Ivan knows, Ivan can be awkward at times. If you didn't know him, he can be hard to strike up a conversation with, but he knows that. So he knew that he had to get guys in around him, like those guys I mentioned, Johnny Ackland and Tony Ira and Craig Walker, and these guys that are real, personable individuals that they can be the life of the party, where Ivan can just be clinical and analytical and go and map a plan out and put into effect. So it's no surprise to me that he's gone and had the success that he has, because if you even look at the coach's box next to him now, he's got all these guys around him that offset they're not weaknesses, but they're just not his strengths. So I think he's been great at that. He's never been threatened by putting individuals beside him in a coach's box that potentially could do his job, which I think, it's a trap a lot of other head coaches can fall into. So, massive amount of respect for him. I owe him a debt of gratitude. He was the one that got me to the Warriors, and I guess restarted my career. And I'd talk to him now, once every month or so, just to bounce ideas off him. And I think my club and the Penrith Panthers at the moment are on very different levels of evolution and development. So, again, I don't think he sees a threat in sharing information with me, which is a really big. It's a strength of character that someone's willing to share what they know in order to make someone else better.
You played 50 consecutive games for the Warriors. You played and you were very durable. How was that possible? Because I know there would have been a number of times when you were busted. What was your purpose and what did you use to keep staying up and performing? Because you were Mr. Consistency yourself.
Yeah, I don't know if I was as durable as Simon. I just think I had in my mind that if I ever gave my spot up, I wouldn't get it back. Because, as I said, I knew that I wasn't the most talented guy. I wasn't fast, didn't have great ball skills. So I knew that while I was doing the job that Ivan needed me to do, never give a sucker an even break. So don't give anyone else the opportunity to step into your shoes. There was some times where I probably shouldn't have played. It was never dangerous or anything like that. But I just I loved it, and I used to wear it as a badge of honour as well, knowing that you understand your levels of tolerance of pain and what your body can do, and I think you learn that over time. By the time I got to my mid-20s, I understood that body's an amazing thing. I remember I got a cut, split the webbing in my hand on one game, and we mustn't have cleaned it out properly before we sewed it up. Anyway, so that was a Saturday night. By Monday morning, it was, my hand was blown up. And Doc Mayhew came around. I was living in a place in Greylin at the time, so he sort of jumped off the motorway on his way over the stadium and looked at me and said, "Mate, you need antibiotics in that straight away." So the doc was coming around morning and night to run an IV line through me. And I think on about the Tuesday or Wednesday, I was as sick as I've ever been, and still to this day, I've never been that sick. And that day, I thought, and then so got over it Thursday, did captain's run Friday, and ended up playing on Saturday. And I thought after that, you must have to be sick to die, because I was pretty sick that week. But then, you go through something like that, and you play the next week, and that just it gives you confidence, and that regardless of what you go through after that, if you can tolerate something like that, then if you've ever got a sore ankle or sore shoulder or whatever, if you can still run, you still put a jersey on, then you can play. Most of my role was a defensive focus, so that included, I guess, diving at tackling when you weren't in great position, and that often comes with a boot in the head or a knee to the cheek or whatever it might be. There's still the scars fade over time, but they're still there. And funny as it sounds, about a month ago I had a pimple on my chin and I was squeezing at it, and there's a little black black string came out of it. So I think that's an old stitch that hadn't dissolved that pulled out. And, yeah, rugby league.
Just on the old stitch, I think Kevin Campion had about 1,000 stitches. Do you reckon you've topped him in tally of stitches at the club? How many has Mayhew put in you?
Yeah. Well, it was nearly a ritual after a game. We'd go and win or loss, we'd have a discussion, and then I'd go and get a line read out of the esky and lie down on the table, and Doc would throw some anaesthetic in me and start stitching me up. So